Exercise 3.1. Number 1.1, you need to add 0 to the power of 2 plus 7 to the power of 2. I expanded it, so it is 0 times 0 plus 7 times 7. You don't have to expand it like this. I'm just showing you that it is not times 2, it is the number times itself. So now you sit with 0 plus 49, so your final answer is 49. 1.2, it's 3 times 3 plus 12 times 12, so it's 9 plus 144, that gives you 153. 1.3, 11 times 11 minus 2 times 2, so it's 121 minus 4, that gives you 117. 1.4, it's 9 times 9 minus 10 times 10, so it's 81 minus 100, and that gives you minus 19. Number 5, 1 times 1 times 13 times 13, that is 1 times 169, and that gives you 169. 1.6, it's 0 times 0 times 8 times 8, so it is 0 times 64, so that gives you 0. Number 1.7, it's 9 times 9 divided by 3 times 3. So it's 81 divided by 9, that gives you 9. 1.8, 20 times 20 divided by 2 times 2. So it's 400 divided by 4, that gives you 100. Number 1.9, 12 times 12 plus 10 times 10 minus 4 times 4. So it's 144 plus 100 minus 16. That gives you 228. Number 10, 110 to the power of 2. That means 110 times 110, and that gives you 12,100. If you struggled with this one, just ignore the 0 and say 11 times 11. That's 121, and then just put back the 2 zeros. Number 11, 800 to the power of 2 is 800 times 800. Again, just ignore the zeros and say 8 times 8. That gives you 64, and then add the 4 zeros. Number 12, 6,000 to the power of 2. Ignore the zeros. 6 times 6 is 36, and then add the 6 zeros. Number 2, we're looking at roots. The square root of 49 plus the square root of 81. The operator is not underneath the root, so you're first going to do the roots and then you're going to add it together. So it will be 7 plus 9, that gives you 16. 2.2, first do the roots, so it's going to be 5 minus 11, and that gives you minus 6. Number 3, it's 6 times 1, that gives you 6. Number 4, 8 divided by 2 gives you 4. Number 5, 81 plus 3 gives you 84. Number 6, 10,000 minus 10 gives you 9,990. Exercise 3.2. We're looking at the cubes now. So it is 0 times 0 times 0 plus 2 times 2 times 2. It is 0 plus 8, and that gives you 8. 4 times 4 times 4 plus 3 times 3 times 3 is 64 plus 27, and that gives you 91. 1.3, 5 times 5 times 5 minus 1 times 1 times 1. It's 125 minus 1 gives you 124. Number 4, 2 times 2 times 2 minus 4 times 4 times 4 is 8 minus 64, and that gives you minus 56. Number 5, 0 times 0 times 0 times 6 times 6 times 6 is 0 times 216, and that gives you 0. Number 6, 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 gives you 1,000 times 100, and that gives you 100,000. Number 7, 2 times 2 times 2 divided by 1 times 1 times 1 is 8 divided by 1. That gives you 8. Number 8, 8 times 8 times 8 divided by 0 times 0 times 0 is 512 divided by 0. You know that you can't divide by 0, so it is undefined. Number 9, 5 times 5 times 5 divided by 5 times 5. So it's 125 divided by 25, and that gives you 5. Number 10, 2 times 2 times 2 plus 3 times 3 times 3 minus 1 times 1 times 1. It's 8 plus 27 minus 1 gives you 34. Number 11, 4 times 4 times 4 minus 2 times 2 minus 0 times 0 times 0. So it's 64 minus 4 minus 0. That gives you 60. Number 12, 5 times 5 times 5 times 0 times 0 times 0 divide by 9 times 9 times 9. So it's 125 times 0 divided by 729. So 125 times 0 is 0, and 0 divided by 729 will give you 0. 50 to the power of 3 is 50 times 50 times 50. Ignore the zeros and just say 5 times 5 times 5 is 125, and then add the 3 zeros. Number 14, 300 to the power of 3 is 300 times 300 times 300. Ignore the zeros. That will give you 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Add your 6 zeros. It is 27 million. Number 2.1, cube roots. The first one is 2 plus 3 gives you 5. The second one, 6 minus 5 gives you 1. The third one, 10 divided by 1 gives you 10. Number 4, 64 plus 4 gives you 68. Number 5, 3 minus 8 gives you minus 5. Number 6, 8 times 4 gives you 32. Number 7, 5 divided by 5 gives you 1. And number 8, 4 plus 3 minus 9 gives you minus 2. Exercise 3.3. You need to write your answers in exponential form. Number 1, 3 to the power of 4. Number 2, 6 to the power of 6. Number 3, in brackets, minus 5 to the power of 3. Number 4, 8 to the power of 7. Number 5, 16 to the power of 5. Number 6, in brackets, minus 9 to the power of 6. Number 7, 10 to the power of 10. Number 8, in brackets, minus 12 to the power of 9. Number 9, 25 to the power of 13. Number 10, in brackets, minus 1 to the power of 11. Number 11, in brackets, a half to the power of 8. Number 12, in brackets, 0,4 to the power of 10. Exercise 3.4. You need to expand. So number 1.1 will be 5 times 5. 1.2 will just be 7. 1.3 will be 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. Number 4, minus 2 times minus 2 times minus 2 times minus 2. Number 5, minus 6 times minus 6 times minus 6 times minus 6 times minus 6. Number 2, you need to give the base and the exponent. The base will be A, the exponent will be B. So 2.1, A is 3, B is 2. 2.2, A is 2, B is 3. 2.3, A is 6, B is 1. 2.4, A is 1, B is 6. 2.5, A is minus 3, B is 4. Number 3, greater or smaller than or equal. So number 3.1, they are equal. 3.2, 4 is smaller than 4 to the power of 2. 3.3, 5 to the power of 4 is greater than 5 to the power of 3. Number 4, 7 to the power of 6 is smaller than 7 to the power of 7. And number 5, 10 to the power of 10 is greater than 10 to the power of 8. Number 4, 1 to the power of 6 is 1. Number 2, 6 to the power of 1 is 6. 4.3, 0 to the power of 7 is 0. 4.4, minus 5 to the power of 1 is minus 5. Number 5, minus 2 to the power of 2 gives you 4.